The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Got a man she could call to give a little peace. She even got a man who is saying she got a man for everything. But this got his problems. She got a man she could call anytime if she need couple of dollars. She got a boatman who's come round here is bring a conch shrimp and lobster. She got one man who was cut but he ain't no surgeon, he ain't no doctor. The average man is getting mad and say these women just love to swing. But the only reason you spending this cause you trying to get a little peace. Everybody know woman rate you by the income that you is bring. Either that or use the one she is called to bring round the ding-a-ling. She got a man for her nails, a man for her toes, a man for her hair, a man for her clothes. Got a man she can call to give a little peace. She even got a man who is saying she got a man for everything, man for everything. She got a man for everything, man for everything.
Good yawning this morning. Welcome back to Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, your station for fresh news, smart. It is Wednesday, the 15th of October, 2025, and you are on the clock with Erin, Greene. We started the show with the newest release from Johnny Cake, Man for Everything. That's another sweet song. I like that. I think plenty dancing going on in the club when that song comes on. And I love it. Man for Everything. If you change the lyrics just slightly, Johnny Cake, that may be the next political theme song hit, right? Because if I were trying to figure out how to campaign my administration, not my party, but my administration, if I were the prime minister, that would be my theme song, right? I don't know, is it that I am the man for everything, or is it that I have a man for everything, right? And that's one of the questions we're going to ask today, right? Has the Prime Minister decided that he is the man for everything, or that he has a man for everything in terms of the operation of governance? So this morning, I see you call. This morning, we are looking at the national address last night from the Prime Minister. We are looking at the headlines. Showdown, workers to march today, others told to stay home. Of course, there's other news in the paper. Dear caller, I hope you would hold for 3 seconds. I would have gotten to you. But let's start here, I guess, with some very sad news. Drexel Gomez dies at 88. Retired Anglican Archbishop Drexel Gomez, who provided decades of religious leadership across the region, died at home on Tuesday morning. He was 88. Born in Bullock's Harbor, the Berry Islands, Gomez moved to New Providence at the age of 7 and lived on McCullough Corner off East Street. Raised in St. Agnes Church, he attended Western Senior School before he pursued theological studies at Codrington College in St. John's, Barbados. He was ordained to the diaconate on December 21st, 1959, and to priesthood in February 1st, 1961. The story continues to page 7. The Archbishop Gomez served as the Bishop of the Diocese of Barbados from 1972 to 1993, Bishop of the Diocese of the Bahamas and Turks and Caicos Islands from 1990, Bishop of the Province of the West Indies from 1998 to 2008. After retiring from Episcopal ministry in 2009, he remained involved in the church, providing guidance and commentary on topical issues. We say condolences to his family. This ripple felt throughout the nation shall turn into a wave a wave that shall carry on his work and his legacy. Amen. On that note, I wonder what Drexel Gomez would have said, what his position, response to the Anglican Church electing a female, a woman, to lead the church. I'm just wondering. We know that Archbishop suffered a battle, I think, with cancer as he neared the end of his life. And so I'm not sure if he was even... But it's a big movement across the globe as the Anglican Church adopted or elected a woman to lead them. There's been a number of splits and schisms. The Nigerian Anglican Church has decided to break away from the main body. Anyway, once again, to the entire Anglican family, to the Gomez family, and to the wider Bahamas, condolences. Condolences. All right, there's lots to talk about in today's paper. Of course, I'd like to talk about the Prime Minister's national address last night. I don't know what it was. I'm not sure exactly what it was, but I could tell you what I heard. And I heard a lot of the same things over and over again. So let's start here. I have some notes put together from last night after listening to 15 minutes of what could have been an email and possibly should have been an internal PLP memo. So let us go to the national statement by the Prime Minister last night. If you'd like to chime in, the numbers to call 323-6232. That's 323-6232. 325-4316. That's 325-4316. 325-4259. That's 325-4259. And 242-300-5720. That's Family Island listeners. Toll free, of course. Join the conversation. Call, I coming to you right now. Text line 422-GR96. That's 422-4796. Good morning, caller.
Hey, morning, Miss Greene. How you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Hey, right on, man. Hey, three things I want to make note on, right?
Mm-hmm.
You won't believe this morning when I was driving on the highway on the airport road, this lady had a baby in one hand, another baby in the next hand, while trying to steer the big SUV she was in, and driving about 50 to 60 miles an hour. Mm-hmm. How in the world are you supposed to maneuver a car with two babies in one hand?
Wow.
And the baby, the second child, was playing with the steering wheel.
Wow.
I don't want to call her one name so bad this morning, but anyway.
Yeah.
That's what I need to bridge, right? The second thing I will comment on, right? Mm-hmm. You pass your walker, you're all saying the teachers ain't striking, right? But when you're outside and you ain't homesick, to me that's a strike. Man, see how walking look like they striking in the back there because all the teachers are and everyone outside. At least about 300 people out there.
They're outside the school.
They're outside the school.
Hold on, now you sure that's not the staging area for the protest? Are they going to start?
I took a cut through there to take a shortcut, right? Mm-hmm. And there's about 300 people out there and the police out there.
Thank you.
They have a barcade in the downtown area, right? Mm-hmm. That's actually the most entertainment the tourists have seen since Junkanoo. Because, you know, ain't nothing to do downtown.
The most authentic cultural experience they have had.
Oh, yeah. The tourists loving this.
I hear you. Okay, so I think that's the stage. What you're seeing is the staging area for the march into town for the protests.
Right.
That's likely what it is.
So technically, I win my bet with CA, or technically, I still ain't win that bet.
I missed that yesterday. I was in the bowels of the public health system yesterday.
Because I know you and CA work on technicalities.
We all, the law works on technicalities. We must remember that.
Yes, Mom. But that's me. That's me for right now.
All right.
Have a good day now.
Thank you. Let's go to the next caller quickly. Good morning, caller.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Good. I'm trying to get some white strong.
You're on the air, sir. You're on the air.
Oh, sorry.
You are on the clock.
Erin.
Did you listen to the Prime Minister's address last? Okay, don't watch nothing. I can talk about it right now.
Okay.
All right. Listen, call 302-2300. And that you'll get to the receptionist.
Okay. Thanks, Erin.
You're welcome.
I'm going to be listening to you now.
Right, thank you.
Always have a good show.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Erin. Greene. How are you this morning?
I'm good, thank you.
Okay, I'm being frank and being honest. The address was an excellent address to the nation, especially to the workers.
Mm-hmm.
And he gave a date. He said before Christmas.
That's not a date. Hold on. Okay, he gave a time frame, but that's not a date. And if I go tell my bank officer before Christmas, they gonna laugh me out the bank.
I understand you, but let me ask you a question. What is the protest for this morning? Did you hear an actual date?
Okay, so there were a number of issues raised by the BPSU president, Kingsley Ferguson. I don't have the article in front of me right now, but one of the issues raised was the salary review, and that's the one that we've been focused on, right? But there were at least two more prominent issues. My own bias caused me to only remember one of them right now, which is the salary...
Was the salary review released publicly last night?
Yes.
It has been released publicly.
Yes.
Okay? It's all over the media. But she made a statement at the Prime Minister's office on the outside after good faith and having a meeting that if this don't happen, when they come out of the meeting on Tuesday, if this don't happen, we're going to strike on Wednesday. Now, you think she should have done that publicly?
I didn't. I could be honest with you. When I saw the report, they were standing in front of the OPM's office,
Yes, ma'am.
immediately outside the thing. I didn't get that. No, listen. I did not get we're gonna have a national strike if they don't agree to our terms at this next meeting.
He said we'll be going down Bay Street.
Now,
listen to the clip again.
Listen, that's not a strike. It's definitely not a national. Hold on, it's not a national strike. They didn't call for a national strike. I can be honest with you. I thought they were saying if the meeting does not materialize, then we will go to Bay Street. But they didn't say national strike.
But you don't think she should have said that in a meeting with her members instead of publicly saying something like that? Now the kids are out of school another day, and we are speaking about the national grade and expect it to get better.
Yeah. Hold on.
This ain't about politics.
No, it's not about politics, and I'm glad you said that. I got another question for you, right?
Right ahead.
I don't think the decision to go to Bay this morning was made till after the Prime Minister said he canceled the meeting.
No, that decision was made long before the Prime Minister said he's canceling the meeting. Because she said it at her address when the reporters was asking her. She said, if the meeting doesn't go well on Tuesday, what are we going to do? All right? And that was absolutely wrong before having a meeting in good faith and see how it turned out. Then you could say something like that. You understand what I'm saying, ma'am? You still have time for Wednesday.
I hear you, but if you told me we're going to have a meeting on Monday, and then you tell me you got to cut the meeting short because I have other things to do, I can ask you why you tell the people you was going to meet us on Monday if you know you didn't have enough time to address the issues on the table.
You also agreed to meet them also on Tuesday to complete whatever the meeting was on Monday. You got to remember that also. It didn't that you just cut the meeting short and didn't intend.
Okay, so I appreciate your position that you put on the table.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you very much. I appreciate the position, man. A sound reasoning, and no problem with that. Good morning, caller.
Hey, good morning, Erin. Cuz.
Good morning. How you doing?
I'm doing. How you doing?
I all right. I right here.
You know, I try to wonder how much time are you going to tell me you love me, then you turn around and beat me before I realize you don't actually love me.
I mean, this is the Bahamas. It could be forever because that's a cultural position. That ain't just politics.
So when I get common sense and realize that, hold on, you still telling me this after you done punch me up again, I supposed to turn around and take your word for it? By now, your word means nothing to me. If you say you're going to do something, this is something you didn't just promise yesterday, you know. This was something you laid out on the table and promised my people from, what, June? This is now, what, October? And I'm supposed to just sit by and allow it to just slide and then wait for your word again? By now, I must say, Bahamians, by now, the word means almost nothing. You understand? Do some action. Let me see you do something. Then I will say, okay, yeah, I can start to now try to believe something that you're saying. Because I don't understand why people are disappointed by what's going on. I am not. I expected it to happen. Because your word almost means nothing. Because you tend to say a lot of things, but do very little. Everything is in the works. What works? Who you have working on this?
Not Ministry of Wigs. It can't be Ministry of Wigs.
But then again, just when you get done then.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much. We take a moment to recognize a moment of silence for all of the craters, the potholes that have turned into craters, and all of the cars that have been lost within them. Johnson Road, Boyd Road, Eastern Road. The people can tell you the rest. If you want to call in and tell the rest, do it now. Come in right now, caller. Here's the next thing about this pothole hotline, right? To use the protocol established for the pothole hotline, I have to see the pothole, then find a place to safely park my car, to come back and attempt to take a picture of the pothole in the road so I could GPS pin it and send it to that number. Please, let there be alternate, right? Other ways that we could also get this information to you. Let's go to the next caller. Good morning, caller.
My lady, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Good. I am the gentleman who walked into the car to the rain that day.
Why, thank you, sir. How are you doing?
I'm good. Now, I just want to clarify a point here.
Okay.
The gentleman that called, he held ban over the strike. In other words, they shouldn't strike. But you know what caused us to do some strike? The Prime Minister said that the gentleman, not the Wilson girl,
Kimsley Ferguson. Kimsley Ferguson?
He said that Ferguson challenged him.
Ah, okay.
And that is why he cut it short and cut the meeting short.
Okay.
Say no one's supposed to challenge him. Now, that's what he said.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
And that is why the meeting was cut short.
Okay.
All right, madam.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's go to the next caller, and then I can tell you all the list of questions and notes I put together while listening to the address last night. First of all, I sure the government have a time machine because we went back to 2021 again last night. It was so vivid. Good morning, caller. Good morning, caller. You there?
Yeah, hello.
Hey, good morning. Blessings.
Yeah, I appreciate the first comment. I think my brother told me what you had said as it relates to your tide here and the rehashing, right? But the gentleman who called, who always is blindly obedient to his party, he's really sickening sometimes. I mean, really and truly, the nation's children are at stake here. I dropped my daughter to school, and I was wondering why all the students were so amalgamated at the gate. I was like, I started the carry. I said, why y'all got all the children piling up to the gate? You all forget diseases and the children are piling up to the gate. They don't know if the teachers there. I saw the fallout. So I urged the PM and Mr. Whoever alike, but, don't call my schoolmate a rogue because put your egos aside. The fact that it is said that he said that no one should challenge him is pathetic for me, and it's dictatorial. It represents the move towards a totalized government. Maybe he read COVID-19 and the Great Reset. And so the political pundits and fanatics alike, right? They're sickening because how could you side with a party when the national issue of children going to school and you really have an idea what teachers go to, Miss Greene? People really don't understand what's going on, and it's sickening for me to hear people. When you always calling and siding with the government, you are a pathetic human being. I don't even believe these guys ever read a book in their lives.
52. Come on. Okay. Let's take a pause because the temperature already gets sticky. It's obviously election time. Let's take a pause. I appreciate what you're saying, your critique of political party supporters. However, I thought for that position, I think the gentleman, he tabled a sound and reasonable argument. I don't have to agree with it, but I appreciate what he put on the table. However, I expect to hear more of that ramping up over the next several months. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Ms. Greene. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Listen to me. I think Mr. Davis took a page out of Mr. Ingram's book.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be remembered for this.
Mm-hmm.
See, what they tried to do is try to show out the Prime Minister. Minister took a stand,
mm-hmm.
and he's sticking with his gun.
Okay.
He's sticking with his stand.
Mm-hmm.
He told them December, they'll be paid before Christmas in December.
Did he use the word December?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
He said December payment. That's being December payday. So, and he ain't changing his mind. So when they go downtown today, they have a right to protest and whatever, That's the union's job. Let the union do their job and let the Prime Minister do his job. That's their job to go protest.
Got you.
If they want to protest, that's good. I'm sure they had to get a certificate. And I think they got the certificate. So that's good.
No, it's not a strike, right? You strike for strike certificate. Strike for, certificate for strike.
It's just a protest then?
Yeah.
Okay, but listen to me.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, Ms. Greene,
mm-hmm.
it would still be the same thing. They'll be getting their money in December payment.
I got you.
It's going to be the same thing.
I got you. All right.
All right, good.
Thank you. So here is my review last night. This is another national statement that should have been an email and could have been a memo. The Prime Minister said, I did it, in reference to the salary review. And I thought, how brave of you to throw the entire Public Service Commission, the Ministry of Labor, the PLP party. You threw everybody under the bus last night because this salary review came from your heart, right? Like the only appropriate reference to COVID in this moment would be to say that when the Prime Minister says, and I don't even know if it was the Prime Minister because I think it was somebody from the PLP, I can read that too. When the Prime Minister said, came from my heart, the PM's heart, right? Nobody else thought this was necessary? Nobody else thought that salary reviews may be warranted or required? Nobody? Nobody at all. Okay, that's good. This is from the PM's heart, the reference to COVID. There's a lovely PLP statement published this morning that referenced the fact that there were a number of industrial agreements that lay bare, right, that needed attending to. COVID, that's the only time you could reference COVID, because we could understand the delays in industrial agreements being completed or finalized, chaos that COVID caused. Or maybe it's the chaos that the MOU, the signing of the MOU, while the PLP was in the opposition. Maybe that's the thing that caused the chaos, right? That has resulted in somebody having to swoop in and rescue all the workers from a government system that's supposed to be continuous and devoid of political interference. We're going to go on to my list. The PM acknowledges that the review did not include all public servants. Because at some point they talked about this salary review as if it was the most massive task that the government has ever had to conclude. And then it turns out it doesn't include all public servants, which is one of the things that the people were protesting about, hey? Producer, let's prep the caller. Caller, I come into you in a second. He also did not give a date after indicating that this review only assessed certain categories of workers. You didn't give us a date for when the salary review process would continue for other workers. Let's stick a pin and go to the phone. Good morning, caller.
This whole debacle between the teachers and the government rate, it could be simply solved, you know. You want me to tell you how?
Tell me.
All the PM have to do is come out to the public rate and say their public rate. We really marched down the money. The money ain't there. September is evidently the shortest and lowest period with tourism in the Bahamas. When the tourism kick up in December rate, we'll take the funds from that. You know you can't take the funds no more from the disability. That ain't enough money to pay the people. The last time they take the money from that, everyone raised hell, right? So when December roll around, it should be peak season, so there should be some form of funds there to pay the people, right? But obviously it wouldn't be sufficient to pay everyone because then you have to pay salaries, then you have to pay contractors and all that. The money ain't there. People can't see the money in there.
No, I can't see it either. You know what I see? I see the PM's words all the time. I see their words, and when I see their words, I cannot fathom what it is you telling me that potentially they cannot meet a September date because the money ain't there. That part don't make any sense. No. Not with all these MPs giving out TV and giving out things, right? Surely they would come together and pool their resources to make sure the Bahamian people could get paid. I mean, because there are other people in the society who could do it, and some suggest have done it. Call people whose own shops that have plenty spiders in it. Anyway, the point is, maybe you're right. Maybe they just don't have the money to make that payment in September. There's another question I have. Why would the union stick to that September date if they know, with their experience, how the budget is how the money flows around this time of the year? I mean, but if you had promised me at an earlier point, September, even informally, that's the date I would stick with. This has caused me ramble out loud. Let's go to a break, guys. You're on the clock with Erin, Greene, and I think I see Mr. C.A. Muri somewhere out there. I'm going to ask him a couple questions, too, when we continue the conversation. On the clock with Erin, Greene. Stay tuned. Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM.
You try to rest, roll with the best. For all your printing needs, there ain't no one better, no. For posters and banners, magazines and flyers, for window decals, greeting cards and newsletters. No job too big and there's no job too small. You name it, we can print it, just give us a call. Let Print Masters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
Love the show? Want to give your support? Become a sponsor today. Call 302-2300 for our rates and packages. That's 302-2300. Become a sponsor on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
This October, let's come together for hope, support, and strength.
It's the Sister Breast Cancer Support Group Dollar Day, happening Friday, October 17th from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m., right on the Nassau Guardian grounds, Carter Street.
And the best part? With just $1, you can help make a difference in the fight against breast cancer. Every dollar counts toward awareness, education, and support for women battling this disease.
Come out, drop $1, and stand with us for a cause that touches so many lives.
Join us on Friday, October 17th from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. and let's turn every dollar into hope.
That's the Sister Breast Cancer Dollar Day. Proudly sponsored by the Guardian Media Group, Star 106.5 and the Guardian Radio 96.9.
When it comes to hearts at Cleveland Clinic, you can't miss a beat. You seek the best care possible, work with the brightest minds, and leave no stone unturned to get to the heart of the matter. Because understanding is always the first step to overcoming. For every heart in the world, see how we're advancing the future of heart care at Cleveland Clinic today.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on Guardian Talk Radio and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas.
Number one and I drove it home. When I gave her number one, I drove it home. When I gave her number one and she said the fun has just begun. Put your lips close to mine and drive it.
All dance must close at 10 p.m. Y'all don't vote for me for Prime Minister. All dance closing at 10 p.m. How y'all gonna get to sleep? How y'all gonna prepare for the next day? Between Ronnie Butler and Johnny Cake, that's what the madness is now, man. We're not getting enough sleep. I tell you what, though, I could have slept through that 15 minutes of a national statement last night. I know for a lot of people that sound like callous and harsh and such a wild, wild critique, right? Obviously, I have some sort of political bias. We could have spent that 15 minutes figuring out if we having a by-election or we going to general election. We could have done that. What did the Prime Minister say that was substantive? Right? And that was significantly different from what he said before that required a national statement to say it. Did not the press release from the OPM, did that not cover everything the Prime Minister said except for the going back to 2021? Because, oh Lord, you can't have a national speech without remembering how hard it was for Moses to lead them people to the edge of the precipice and know that he wasn't going through. You know, you have to go through all of that first because y'all really believe y'all is the Joshua generation. But that aside, there were so many other things that we could have talked about, right? Like he could have actually said, I appreciate what the caller said. The caller said, hey, Greene, remember, in prior statements, he said December. In prior statements, he alluded to the December pay date, right? So why didn't he reiterate that now, last night? Why didn't he very precisely and concisely say to the Bahamian people, since I've gathered you here to regenerate this trust and confidence you have in me, I commit to ensuring you going to get paid on the payday, right? Why didn't he do that? For me, it was upsetting because what was it? He didn't address any of the other issues raised by the BPSU, the BUT, and the BNATUC. He didn't raise any of them, and there are substantive issues outside of the salary review that need to be addressed. For instance, that some senior public servants receive in responsibility allowance alone amounts that total or exceed the pay of some low-level staff, janitorial staff. What are these people being paid a responsibility allowance for? Surely the pay that you receive at that level reflects the responsibility that you have taken on. These are very important questions. There are other questions about other payment schedules, people who have not been paid. Did the Prime Minister take the time? He could have taken that time to apologize to Candia Dames, the Nassau Guardian, all the journalists in the country and the entire media. He could have taken that time to do that, as opposed to spending 15 minutes creating an environment where people could speculate that this is just another union-busting exercise. And I, for one, would be so hurt to think that the Prime Minister would use all of the resources required for that national broadcast last night for a union-busting exercise, because you said nothing substantive. You said nothing new or different from what you have said before. That alone would cause me to go to the streets, because why are you looking up in my face, repeating every word, knowing that every word costs money? You're a lawyer. And so for many of us that have no political affiliation, that have no partisan lean, it's also disappointing to see a national platform being used for political exercises, right? And then it leads me to another question. How come the PLP party could be so eloquent and the Davis administration says nothing? Here is a statement that is being, I guess, disseminated throughout the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Message to PLPs. Our record with teachers speaks for itself. Action, respect, and results. That's the title. PLPs, let's speak the facts. When we came to office in 2021, teachers had been left without a valid industrial agreement for 4 long years with the FNM. Under the Davis administration, that changed. We negotiated and signed a new 3-year agreement with the Bahamas Union of Teachers, delivering the first meaningful salary increases and benefits in years. You know, that would have been a fair statement, except we don't know how long the PLP in opposition was machinating to achieve the MOU with the unions. And we don't know to what extent that machination frustrated any actual union business. We don't know. Teachers received a 15% salary increase, expanded insurance to include dental and vision, a retention bonus, and increases in housing and responsibility allowances. Which teachers get the responsibility allowances? You telling me the little jabroni teachers y'all make teach with the JBR block under their desk getting responsibility allowances? Which teachers are getting the responsibility? You could have spent all of the time last night telling us these things to tell your party, but not the people of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. We also added an allowance for teachers serving the Southern Islands and created new opportunities for professional growth across the system. I want to talk about that for a second. Is this outside of the existing hardship pay the teachers on the Family Islands get? A. B. Is this extra payment in recognition of the complete and utter lack of governance and the underdevelopment of the Family Islands? Is that's what it's for, right? Like you acknowledging that you're doing such a horrible job that you can't force the teachers to work in the same conditions you force the people in the Family Islands to live in? That's it? Okay. I see a caller, producer prep the caller, and through the calls and the text I can go through this. Through the 2024-2025 budget, we went even further, a $250 classroom preparation allowance for teachers. Do they have to pay people to clean the classroom with that $250? Right? Okay, we're going to stick a pin there and go to the phone line. Good morning, caller.
How you doing?
Good morning. I'm good, thank you.
All right. If you want the answers for these questions, it's 2 questions.
Okay.
Alcides and Wilson. And I'm not talking about Belinda.
Mm-hmm.
Simon Wilson
Mm-hmm.
and Minister Alcides.
Okay.
It's the only way you're going to get straight answers on these questions you're answering, okay? Because, you know, the Prime Minister was out to lunch last night.
Mm-hmm. I think we need all 3 in the room. I need to be able to look at them looking at each other in the face when they answering. I can be polite. I ain't gonna say nothing I see when I ain't looking out loud. But all 3 need to be in the room at the same time.
Oh, you know, see, you actually trying to promote a situation where somebody got to speak the truth.
I just saying because I would hate to invite Alcides and a Wilson to the studio for them to turn around and say, well, you know, we're not the Minister of Finance. The Prime Minister is the Minister of Finance. Corinne Mitchell make me... Anyway, God bless Corinne Mitchell. And all the Grammys pay and care for their children, even if they don't have the resources or the wherewithal to guide them in the ways they think they should be guided. Thank you, Uncle, eh?
Okay, baby.
All right, thank you very much. Let's go to the text line quickly. Texters, I have not forgotten you. All right, here we go. The PM mentioned his government. The government belongs to the people. The administration belongs to him and his party. No, they don't even belong to his party. Although 73-1A continues to say Erin. Of course it belongs to his party. The PM mentioned his government. The government belongs to the people. The administration is his and his party's. Yes, good morning. 3760936. 3760936. That's the ministry's pothole line. Send them the location on WhatsApp. Okay, so we don't necessarily need the PIN. We just need to be able to send them the location. This is good because they having to stop the car and take a picture, because please, for God's sake, stop your car. Park it safely on the side of the road before you take the picture. Don't take the picture while you're driving. Erin, remember when the caller said Trump won't make history or go down in history? Now it's proven that caller is not correct. But this is the people's money, not his. I see Trump them had a 5th kinetic strike in the Caribbean region, lower basin, and I am just feeling more and more like a plantation dweller. The PM canceled the meeting Tuesday because he knows he had no intention of giving the union what they are asking for. The meeting goal for him was just to stop the strike. Mr. PM, please cut the travel budget, consultants' budget, stay off them planes, and pay the people national events that we don't get to participate in, but we must celebrate you for. Good morning, caller.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Okay, I'm not going to be long, but I'm calling because it distresses me that in a country that when we inherited the Bahamas and we had government high schools and Bahamians could read and write, of course, everywhere, on every island. And today, we should not be struggling with paying teachers. All of our teachers need to be better qualified, invested in. By now, we should be, able to run our institutions, and everybody needs to understand that educating our children is a priority for nation building. We should not skimp and save on money to do anything that has to do with education. And teachers need to be paid because the work is hard. And more than that, the school system needs to be overhauled. We need statistics. We need to know how many Bahamians are being lost in there and are not being properly educated. Thank you.
Absolutely. And teachers. We support teachers. The same way we support police, I support police not just by demanding that they understand, acknowledge the obligation that they have, right, and live up to it, but we support them by demanding they have the things that they need, like psychosocial services and training and housing, right, and better pay. Yeah, man. Okay, let's go to the next caller, and then we're going to go back to the text, and I want to read this statement, because, the PLP, everything the PLP said in this...
Hello?
Good morning. How you doing?
Good morning.
You're on the clock.
And I am wonderful. I hope all is well with you.
Yes, ma'am.
I just wanted to share light on something.
Okay.
Many persons may not be aware that teachers has to... You see those beautiful ABCs and all those different decorations in the classroom? Those teachers have to every year personally spend their own monies to get their classroom ready for our children to attend those classes, to come into those classes. There are no funding for them when they have to prepare those classes with all the little things that you see for our children to learn from. The government doesn't provide that for teachers. And truly and honestly, they are not paid enough to deal with some of our children, because we have children that has challenges, children that, may not be keeping up. Teachers are going there to make sure that our children are taught and given the proper education that they need. So I applaud right now. I stand with teachers. They are underpaid because when it comes to making sure the classroom is sanitized properly, those teachers does it in order to keep a clean environment for our children to be in. Many persons don't know. Many times the government does not even have supplies for those classrooms to be cleaned and sanitized properly. And if it isn't for the teachers, those classrooms will not be properly sanitized. And with those teachers, and they need to pay them more because it is priceless, the sacrifice that they take in those classrooms.
I got you.
It is priceless to give our children the the education and the start they need to become young, productive young men and women of this society. So
Absolutely.
I thank you so much, Ms. Greene, for this topic today. Keep on fighting for us. Keep on spreading and letting the Bahamian people know and not being afraid to speak to power, truth to power.
Thank you, ma'am.
So much.
You thank you, and thank you, and thank you. And the people say thank you. Let's go to the next caller quickly. Good morning, caller.
Good morning.
Morning.
You realize that every noises, every tech people that we have leaving the country because of these continuous government foolishness, but they dumb. People and what are trained, nurses, doctors, teachers. These the people that you want to keep in your country, and they just abuse these people. And then you have these people and what is the PLP and F&M Clooney keep calling them with their dumb self. Got to realize what's going on in this country.
I got you.
They only worry about themselves and not worrying about these teachers and what has got to go above and beyond. And they wonder why we are a grade F failure in this country. Everything in this country is so political with these government. Nothing is working in this country. When the people are complaining, they mad. You can't get mad with the people for they complaining for their right. That's your right, because the prime minister, they don't care about nobody but themselves, them and they love us. The prime minister is going to leave, and when he leaves, it's going to be the same old problem. So if you don't get what you were supposed to get right now, you ain't gonna never get it. So I 100% with Belinda Wilson.
Thank you for your call.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you for your call. You know, you can't be a professional outside of a culture of professionalism. That's a basic rule of the universe. You cannot be a professional outside of a culture of professionalism. I experienced that across the board, even as an advocate. Even as an advocate, you cannot be a professional outside of a culture of professionalism. And to be professionals in this country have to do, they have to leave the country. Because we have degraded every space. Well, I'm not going to say every single space. Virtually every space has been degraded. And people are forced to make sense of miasma created by political interference across the board. Just because 73(1)(a) say the Governor General have to pick the leader of the party who commands the support of the most seats in the House of Assembly don't mean this country belongs to political parties. Let's go to the phone line. Producer, good morning, caller.
How you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Tell me something. This political party that's government now, are they going to have any more conventions before election?
Hey. I think we have to demand it, because whatever they do in the party is what they're going to do in the government. Whatever they have in their party constitution, that's how they're going to operate in governance, right? So I think we should demand it. But I know PLP, and I don't want them to talk to me like how they talk to their own. God forbid you talk to me like that, then we fighting.
You see, the prime minister going to get mad, and now he's becoming vindictive. And that's a sad state to be in, because I know someone up north who is very vindictive, and if you get him mad, he can shut down the government and just don't pay the people. So maybe he's taking a page out of that boy book. Walking in circles is what we're doing, my dear Erin.
I don't know who reading whose book, but they reading each other. Thank you very much, caller. All right, one more call. Texas, I can try to get you before the show over. Good morning, caller. Good morning, caller. Are you there? I'm sorry, we missed you. Okay, let's get back to the text line quickly. Good morning, Ms. Greene. Part of the problem is that the government has paid other unions. The government just gave my staff $3.5 million last month, so the other unions want theirs. I mean, they want their increments. They want things that are due to them because of like contractual or semi-contractual obligations, right? Yeah. See, you can't come blazing in on an MOU that you signed in opposition, and then you are less than a year away from the mandated, about a year away from the mandated election time, and you fighting the same. Good morning, caller.
How you doing, Ms. Grant?
I'm good, thank you.
I don't want to comment on something other than that, but I'll comment on what you were saying. Last night I saw an incident just a couple of days ago. A young man, claiming that he wanted to take his life. He called the police station. And apparently he was at that point. The police lady who called, she said to me, where's the situation at? Speak to the gentleman, calm him down, and they'll send the police and the ambulance within the time frame that they gave me. So she said, in 6 minutes the policeman should be there. The fella went off on a tantrum like he really wanted to do what he wanted to do because he was spaced out. I had to calm him down to a point I didn't want to. So I called back. I said, the situation is escalated. She said, well, you still have to do that. And wait till the policeman come. I said, well, the person look like they're really going to and I don't want to aggravate them to that point. When the policeman arrived, she didn't even ask me which part of. She asked the corner by level, she didn't even get the specifics of the house where it was. So I had to stand up in the road and wait till they come.
Yeah.
When they came, they approached the gentleman. I said, the officer who had spoken to on the phone, she had told me that the ambulance and the police will come. I said, not y'all are here. I say, y'all will be waiting on the ambulance. The policeman told me there's no ambulance coming at all. So I said, what you mean by? He said, no ambulance coming for the situation. I said, the lady on the phone told me that the ambulance and the police will be here. So I said, okay. Now, a friend passed by. The policeman had to jump in my friend's car along with the person who wanted to take their life. And the other policeman had to go in the truck and they going. What kind of nonsense? What kind of country living in? People admit that they commit suicide and they take these things with the uttermost disrespect. And when it makes the news, they jump on and say, we have a hide right there in their hands to take care of.
I got you. I thank you very much for sharing that and bringing it to the public's attention, right? Because here's what's happening. The police are not trained to deal with people who are having psychological breaks, who are in psychological crisis, who may have a drug-induced psychological crisis. The police are not trained to deal with that, right? So then you could understand why they hesitate and why things don't work properly. And this is not just the Bahamian police, right? The police in the United States are saying, look, we are dealing with so many people with drug-induced psychosis that we need another person. And advocates are saying, look, the police are trained to inoculate threats, right? And that's not necessarily the best response to somebody who may be going through psychosis or an induced trauma, right? So across the board, we say, yeah, the police should have a better response, but we understand why. And what it means, the state should have a better response, provide better resources and training. You know, we're in a mess and we have to figure it out because it's affecting all of us. No matter what side of the equation you on. See, that's how imperialism works. You think you fighting the cowboys versus the Indians and the government collecting property tax on all of y'all as you fight over who own the land because they don't care. Just pay the tax. Yeah? Anyway, we're going to get back to this statement by the PLP. Much information in it. And I just wonder, how come nobody from the PLP gave the Prime Minister this information for the national address? Anyway, y'all stay tuned because Guardian Radio AM with C.A. Nuri is up next. And then after that at 12, yesterday was Z-Day because Z-Live has moved to 12 to 2. You guys stay tuned. It's going to be a great day.
And we bad way, I don't care what nobody say. We got bad way.